When seeing becomes a trap, the forgotten secret of the warbler. What if what limits you today is not the world, but what you believe you already know about it? What if the greatest trap is not the absence of freedom, but the illusion of understanding? Because there is a veil, invisible, silent, that does not prevent you from seeing, but makes you believe that you already see. And that veil is the most subtle trap of all. She flew without a destination, yet was never lost. In the vastness of the sky, the warbler moved forward, carried by an ancient knowing, one embedded in her wings more than in her thoughts. She followed currents she did not name, brushed past landscapes she did not seek to possess. The world was immense, yet still indistinct. She saw without truly looking. She moved forward without yet choosing. Then, one day, something shifted. The air grew denser, filled with unfamiliar scents, like a silent invitation. Below, trees bent under the weight of their fruit. The red of cherries pierced the greenery, and peach trees exhaled a promise she had never known. It was not a command. It was a call. Not a cry, but a pull. She slowed, not out of inability, but hesitation. To descend meant leaving the familiar flow of the sky. It meant exchanging the safety of movement for the uncertainty of choice. Why leave what works to explore what might disturb? The sky demanded nothing. The earth seemed to require something. Yet something within her knew. No external voice, no lesson, a sensation, deeper than fear. As if her instinct whispered, "What you are searching for cannot be found from above." So she yielded, not to pressure, but to truth. She descended, not like a fall, but like a decision. Her wings slowed, her body aligned with the air, and for the first time, she touched the ground. An invisible threshold had been crossed. She was no longer merely observing the world. She had become part of it. The first branch trembled slightly beneath her feet. She adjusted her balance, observed, learned to feel. Then she tasted a cherry. The flavor was simple, yet complete. She tried again, then moved to another branch, then another tree. Each movement became a subtle trial, daring to leave a balance once found, to discover another. Her enemy was not the world, it was habit. Her only ally, curiosity. Then she saw the peach, larger, richer, more unknown. She stopped, because this was no longer exploration, it was confrontation. If she tasted, she would not remain the same. If she stayed, she would never know. She hesitated for a long time. The danger was not the fruit. The danger was leaving what she had mastered. But the call remained. So she moved closer, extended her beak, and tasted. And in that moment, something within her opened, not just to flavor, but to possibility. The world expanded. It was no longer a sequence of trees, but a field of experiences. She understood that each fruit carried a different truth, that each perch revealed another way of being. She was no longer guided solely by instinct. She began to choose. She rose again, but this was no longer the same flight, no longer drifting. It was awareness in motion. She could now move back and forth, compare, explore. Sky and earth were no longer opposites, but complements. Then came the question, why, you who know the sky and freedom, do you still fall for a simple bait? She paused, and answered with new clarity, it is not the world that traps me. It is what I believe I already know about it. When I see, I am free. But when I think I see, I can find myself. For assertion falls like a veil. It does not hide reality. It separates me from it. And in this illusion of certainty, light disappears without ever going out. And then she understood. The mind is a warbler. Ideas are fruits. but no fruit reveals itself to a gaze already full. And perhaps true freedom is not about flying farther, but about seeing as if for the very first time. So, before you look elsewhere, ask yourself, what is the fruit you have never tasted simply because you were convinced you already knew it?